I think one of the other things too is it's after having the sheriff's department joining as providing the security in front at the front door. We also then upgraded the metal detector walkthrough that allows us to track the volume coming in. We really didn't know what the volume was. And last year we had over 110,000 people walking through the courthouse, and you see the various items that were prevented from because of them. And so again, we just continue to be grateful for them. We have had a couple, we call them runners, where somebody doesn't want to go where the judge tells them to go. And previously, before the sheriff, they would make it out the front door if we couldn't catch them before then. No one has made it out the front door because we have the sheriff department there, and they know what they're doing and how to handle that. So I'll entertain any questions if there's specific data that you would like some explanation with.
Is there any committee member questions? Chairman Shotwell has a question.
With the caseload increasing from 21 to 25 and a half, and I noticed that 2021 you were at 23, so this was what we figure is going to be typical going forward, is about 25 and a half to 26,000 caseload?
It's hard to tell.
mean,
I will
it's
tell you
post-COVID.
what's that?
I mean, it's post-COVID.
Yeah, it is
that's-
post-COVID. Definitely, we are still seeing a uptick in case filings already. I will tell you, there's a couple traffic units out that we are seeing increased in civil infractions. So that goes towards those case filings as well.
What is your short-term and long-term analysis of AI and enhancing how quickly you're able to do things in dealing with forms and that stuff? Like what we're hearing on the law enforcement side is that there's going to be true assistance there. Are you going to see the same type of assistance within the district court system?
I am hopeful specifically on the volume of calls that we take and being able to, I think that that's where a quick and initial improvement would be. We have been working with IT to be tracking the call volume that we have coming in and the amount of hours in a week that our staff are on the phone. I can very clearly see and track that now from answering these questions. There is a concern in the law, in the legal world, about AI completing briefs and motions and filling out forms because of the fake information out there. And so there's a real concern about using the AI piece as far as an open source to complete motions and to fill out actual paperwork for that. But using a closed system where there might already be something within the information that's within the courts and being able to get help through, like quite honestly, my desire would be some sort of AI phone system, being able to call, hey, I need this, and we'll be able to see a lot more efficiencies with our staff if we could look at something like that. And I know that we're working within the county at the county level to evaluate those type of systems and projects on what makes sense for efficiency.
Is the legal system allowed to build, and lack of a term, in my profession, we're building what's called a cookbook, which is the documentation that applies directly to what we're dealing with as medical professionals. And then this book is available, we made it available through our primary organization that I belong to. Lack of a better term, like the AMA, that type of thing, but is the court system able to do that? Because ours is going to be even regionalized within our Medicare district.
So the state court administrator's office and through the Supreme Court, they had a work group. I was a part of that completed, ended probably about a year ago, where working on a comprehensive report to submit to then try to start creating some standards. Because if you don't have the standards, then again, unfortunately, it's a wild, wild west. And really being intentional on what is the truth of the data, where is the factual basis of it. So at the state level, which I think is where it should be, so that there's uniformity between different courts, that is one of their priorities. I don't have my part of the commission was to be a part of evaluation, and then we submitted it to the Supreme Court and SCAO. I don't know where we are on that right now.
Thank you, sir.
Yep, you're welcome.
No other questions from committee members? I'd be looking for a motion to receive the report. Moved by Bear, supported by Walls. All in favor, say aye. All opposed, pass unanimously. Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
I would like to introduce our new circuit court administrator, if you may. I think
Absolutely.
he's next. Jake Stressman. He joined us a couple months ago. Judge Jordan hired him. He's been with the Recovery Court as the coordinator for that for a number of years. And it's been my pleasure getting to work with him. I'm excited as a partner, and we've been working well together. And I wanted to introduce him to you guys as he then takes it over.
Thank you, Jeremy. I appreciate that.
Thank you. Welcome, Mr. Stressman.
Good morning, Commissioners. I just wanted to provide a brief overview of our report here, beginning with changing our initial focus on strengthening the foundation of the court. We've updated our mission statement and introduced a vision statement to better reflect our priorities, focusing on fairness, efficiency, and improving long-term outcomes. A significant part of our work is carried out through specialty court and community corrections programs. In 2025, Adult Treatment Court admitted 74 participants, with 45 successfully completing. Community Corrections served 138 individuals, with 99 successfully completing. And Circuit Court Probation supervised 358 individuals, with 263 successfully completing. Overall, that's 570 individuals served, with success rates generally in the 60 to 70% range. From a financial standpoint, the court collected approximately $174,000 in revenue in 2025, or about 73% of the projected budget, with probate revenue performing at 98% of target. In addition, the county received approximately $860,000 in court equity funding from the state, which plays a significant role in supporting court operations. We are also in the process of transitioning to a more defined docket division, criminal, civil, and family, which will allow for improved case flow, consistency, and overall efficiency. Going forward, our focus is on continuing to improve efficiency, expand programs that are working, support our staff, and strengthen partnerships in the community. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Committee members, do we have any questions? Seeing none, I'd be looking for a motion to receive the report. Moved by Bear, supported by Duckham. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. All opposed, passes unanimously. Got an easy one this time.
Yeah, thank you.
That takes us to emergency management. The first item being the quarterly report. Good morning, Mr. Britting.
Good morning, everybody. It's great to be back in front of you. Everybody should have got a copy of the presentation that I put out there. On page 1, emergency management activities. I'll try to be brief on these. If you have any questions, please let me know. One of the things we worked on I worked on last quarter, I should say, is school emergency operations plan reviews. We had a lot of districts that were updating their plans, wanted to get final eyes on it. I was able to do those for Napoleon, Western, and Northwest. We also conducted a walkthrough at the new Western School elementary building. That's absolutely phenomenal. They condensed 3 elementary schools into one, so it was quite the feat. They did a great job, and I think things are going fairly well there for now. And school security is obviously one of the top priorities. Moving on to the school mapping project with a critical response group. there was a project about 4 years ago where the state offered a grant to school districts to conduct mapping of their district buildings. CRG, the Critical Response Group, was in charge of all those. The majority of the districts in the county took advantage of those grants. Since then, we've had a couple other districts jump on board. JPS being one of them. We sat through some meetings with them. Their plans their maps have been finalized. Nice thing about those maps is they go directly into 911, right into CAD system. So it's nice for responders or incident commanders or somebody on scene to be able to pull up a map and look physically at what the overlay of the building is. They're sectioned off by room numbers. So it's a great project there. The 2026 outdoor warning siren maintenance was completed. In 2025, that was not done. It was one of the things that I identified that we needed to get done quickly when I took back over. So we got that done prior to storm season this year. Everything's up and running great. I know we do have, obviously we test every Saturday. We had the statewide tornado drill that we also conducted. We've got a system now with 911 and some of our local first responder groups and our amateur radio folks that we send them out to a location. If they don't hear the siren, obviously they report back. We got a lot of citizens involved in that too now. So we're staying up on that, which is great to have that cooperation with them. Hazardous Materials Emergency Planning Grant. I applied for that. We did receive that as well. It's a $1,500 grant that we get every year as long as we meet the requirements and criteria. These are for offsite response plans for hazmat materials, those type of locations. So new plan development is also another part of that. Moved down to FY25 Emergency Management Performance Grant Agreement. I submitted that, completed that. Unfortunately, it's smaller. I mean, it's a portion of this goes to the EMPG funded position, which is Emergency Management Director's position. Unfortunately, over the years, like with a lot of the stuff, it's slowly dwindling down. But nonetheless, we're still putting in for it. We still meet the requirements. It's one of the state requirements in order to receive the EMPG funding. So I want to stay up on that. Moving down to Genesis Alert Mass Notifications. This was, as of March 15th, we sent out 29 emergency notifications and 6 weather warnings. We had a couple more towards the end of March there when we had some significant weather come through, but those were the numbers as of March 15th. Next slide, please. School standard reunification project. This was an undertaking that I took on. I wanted to do this a couple years ago prior to me leaving the first time, but I didn't get to it. Obviously, it was still a gap that I wanted to fill. What I've been working on, and I'll talk about it here in a minute as well. I Love You Guys Foundation is a company out of Colorado. On the unfortunate circumstances, the way this foundation was created was the founders actually lost their daughter in a school shooting. So one of the big things that we identified going around talking to these school districts is the standard reunification, the reunification piece of it. Once everything is, once the facilities are secured, getting people back with their loved ones and whatnot is a huge challenge. It was something that all the districts were worried about. It was hard to plan for. So long story short with that, I took on a project of with our Homeland Security grant funds that I'm bringing in a 2-day course. It's set for June 22nd, 23rd of this year. I met with the superintendent groups at the ISD. Everybody's on board. What this will do is we're going to bring in this company, the I Love You Guys Foundation. We're going to train school administration, school staff, counselors, teachers, anybody that'll be involved in the SRM method of response to that. First responder groups, if I didn't mention that. So then if we have an incident, and my goal and my vision at the time that I thought about this was, if a district or a location is impacted, that district should not be the ones running the standard reunification method. There's going to be so much going on that from other things going on in the district that it'd be nice to get an outside district, outside volunteer group that are trained to run these so they can provide support to the other districts. So that's the goal, that's the plan. Again, that's coming up June 22nd and 23rd. So moving down to the Jackson County Disaster Debris Management Plan. One thing that I've been looking and working on is the disaster management plan. Excuse me. Currently, we have a waste management plan in the county. The disaster debris management plan will be more for like if we have a tornado or have a natural large scale event, something where we have a lot of debris. It has to be FEMA approved, it has to be separated by, you have like your vegetative debris, you have your electronic debris or your e-waste, if you will. You have obviously the hazardous material stuff. So we're looking at completing that. I'm about 3/4 of the way done with that. Once we get that done, we'll be good to go with that. And again, we have to review it through, state has to review it. We can't have drop-off locations per se next to a drainage source where it's going to run off into a creek and then a river and whatnot. So those logistics, we're working through with that. One of the next projects that I've been working on with Homeland Security grant funds, bleeding control kits. We were able to purchase 20 kits. This went out to all school resource officers, all police agencies in the county of Jackson. The plan with this kit is to have, number one, to never use it. But we have a resource and have equipment available in case we have some type of mass casualty or mass violence incident. Each kit contains 8 bleeding control kits. They're individual packaged. They go to, like I said, they're in. We just got them in and they've been distributed. They go to road patrol supervisor units and then all the school resources. So we got 20 of those out in the community. Again, one of those things I hope we never use. Moving down to Homeland Security Grant Project. That's another project I worked on. Was able to fund 6 people from the county to attend the Great Lakes Homeland Security Training Conference. It's coming up in May. Moving down to LNS Terminals First Responder Grant Program. My predecessor may have mentioned this previously, but I just wanted to mention that it was finalized. We do have it. It's sitting in the EOC. It's a plotter printer. We were able to receive the grant from LNS Terminals First Responder Program that I had applied for last year. Severe Weather Awareness Week, planning and preparedness. That was a big push that came through my office. We tried to push that out to the media. I did a couple interviews and then sent out a quick media release on that. I know a lot of agencies throughout the county. I know a lot of, if not all the school districts around participated in that statewide tornado drill on the Wednesday of that week. So much preparedness as we can do, the better. Next slide, please. One of the courses that I brought in during this quarter was AWR 148. It was crisis management for school-based incidents, partnering rural law enforcement, first responders, and local school systems. We had 43 members throughout the county attend that. It ranged from, the majority of it that I wanted to target was school administration, school staff, counselors, those type of groups. We also had several of our law enforcement partners there as well. It was nice because we were able to engage with one another. We tried to put a couple police officers at the table with some of our school staff, so they were able to engage that way. Great training. Pipeline awareness tabletop. I attended that back on February 18th. This was, we had staff from all around the state of these pipeline companies. A lot of them that traveled through our county were there. We had some first responder groups there, but we worked through a quick tabletop exercise on that. Nice to make those connections. God forbid something happens in our county. At least we now know who's going to be on scene and have those relationships already developed. Excuse me. Moving down to Michigan Critical Incident Management System, MySIMS. I hosted that in our EOC on March 4th. We had a lot of our EOC staff members trained in that. I believe we had 12, if I'm not mistaken, total. We had 2 people from outside of the county that attended, but The MySims, if you're not familiar with it, anytime we have a large event, we have to input information into MySims. That way, it's documented, and the governor's office can also look at and see what is actually going on around the state. So essentially, if it's not in MySims, then it didn't happen. It could come from, it could be something where if we did ever have a local declaration, we have to document these things to get potential funding down the road. Next slide. Statewide tornado drill exercise, I already spoke about that. Upcoming planning and development for local exercises. We do have a fair tabletop exercise on July 14th. And then in 2 weeks, I'm doing a unified incident command tabletop exercise for Napoleon PD and fire. They reached out to me with like an exercise for their staff, for their command staff rather. And then I'm working on a damage assessment tabletop exercise for our county staff as well. Jackson County fire drill exercise. We're waiting for the weather to be stable. One of the things I was tasked with and wanted to do was the fire drill program, working with Blake with the facilities to get that done. But wanted to do it now, but the weather's just kind of hit or miss, and I think we'd have a lot of unhappy employees if we ran them out in the rain. Not to say that a fire's not going to happen in the rain, but you know where I'm going with that. So we'll get it once the weather gets stable. And then I had already spoke about the school reunification full-scale exercise coming up on June 22nd and 23rd. I believe that's it. Anybody have any questions for me?
Commissioner Walls.
I just would like him to repeat the date of the Jackson County Fair Cake.
That is July 14th. You're welcome.
I believe Chairman Shotwell had a question. You're set? Okay. Any other questions? Seeing none, be looking for a motion to receive the report. Moved by Commissioner Williams, supported by Walls. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye. All opposed, passes unanimously, and that takes us to item G, which is a State of Michigan Hazard Mitigation Assistance Grant Agreement for Hazard Mitigation Grant Program in Jackson County.
Yep. So last year I started to apply for, actually back up. We had the application went in last year for a hazard mitigation grant. Our grant, or our plan actually expires in 2027. We did receive the approval, or the award, I should say, from the state of Michigan that kind of oversees it through FEMA. I'm here to request the approval to accept the FEMA Hazard Mitigation Grant Program Award and authorize the required 25% local match in the amount of $35,000 to complete the Jackson County Hazard Mitigation Plan.
All right. Where does it? Commissioner Bear?
Thank you. Can someone tell what is the source of funding for the local match?
Is that to me? I'm sorry. I'm assuming, I guess we haven't had that discussion. Is that a
Be a general fund.
general? I was going with that, but I didn't want to misspeak, so general fund.
General fund. Thank you. Second question. This is a grant for 2 years from 2027 to 2029, 140,000. That doesn't seem like a lot of money to provide what you need here. I'm glad you're willing to take it on and do it for that. I wish there was more money available for you, but I'll support this. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, if no other questions, I'd be looking for a motion to forward this to the full board with recommendation of approval. Moved by Bear.
Support.
Supported by Duckham. Any discussion? Seeing none, yes, Commissioner Walls.
For some reason, I'm reading this as approval at committee.
Yeah, I was just discussing that with the administrator, and I think it'd be better if it goes to the full board. This isn't time. critical, is it?
Yes and no. I mean, the sooner we get it in, the faster I can work on an RFP, but as far as
Will 1 week
losing
be
it,
that serious?
no,
Okay.
nope. You're
Thanks.
good. You're good with that.
So I would ask you to do a roll call vote, please. Unless the. Now, it's up on your screens, commissioners. How about now?
Passes unanimously.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Have a great day.
You as well. Thank you.
Takes us to item H, Jackson County Department of Transportation, Michigan Department of Transportation Agreement 26-5070 Tris Road Bridge. Good morning.
Good morning. So this is just a normal contract for one of our bridge grants that we got, where it's the 95% grant, 5% match for JCDOT. So it's the removal of the existing Tris Road Bridge, replacement with a concrete box beam structure and concrete slab. Oh man, okay, sorry. The cost is 1.5 million, with 76,000 coming out of JCDOT's 26 budget.
Commissioners, be looking for a motion to forward to the full board with recommendation of approval. Moved by Bear,
Support.
supported by Duckham. Yes, Commissioner Bear.
For both of these projects, Trist Road and the Albion Road, what's the construction period for this?
They just went to bid. Charlie, do you? I know, construction period. Yeah, so they went to bid last week. The contractor, it usually takes about 3 to 4 weeks before we get any of the actual start dates, but the schedule allows it to carry over into next year.
So this will be this year construction.
Once we know our construction schedule, I'll share it with you guys, but we don't know their actual construction schedule yet. But potentially this construction season into next.
Thank you.
Commissioner Duckham.
Yes, you submitted the funding, or you have the funding and you submitted for a date? Do we have the funding for the bridges?
Yes, these are, so every year we submit for the bridge grants. Remember, they're 3 years out, so we submitted 2 or 3 years ago for these.
Okay, so we're looking for the contractor.
Yep,
Thank you.
yep.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor. If you could please post the vote. Commissioner Duckham, did you hit save? Did you cast your vote?
Motion passes unanimously.
Thank you. That takes us to the next item, being Albion Road Bridge.
Again, this is the local bridge grant program. This is the removal of the existing Albion, replacement with a 21-inch precessed concrete beam structure. The cost of the project is 1.2, with 61,000 coming out of JCDOT's 26 budget.
Committee members, any questions? If not, I'd entertain a motion.
So moved.
Moved by Duckham, supported by Bear. Any discussion? Yes, Commissioner Bear. Turn your mic on.
Pardon me. The main reason for changing this road classification is that it opens us up to additional funding sources.
I think you're on the next item.
We're on the Albion Bridge right now, Commissioner Bear.
I'd passed that in my mind already.
I know, yeah.
I pulled my
But
next
yes,
papers
the
out.
answer to that is yes.
Okay. Sorry, I'll withdraw that question for now.
All right. Did we have, You got me confused, Commissioner Bear. Let's go. All right. Post the vote, please.
Motion passes unanimously.
Thank you. That takes us to National Functional Classification.
All right, so these were actually brought to you in September, I believe, of '22. And MDOT has finally reviewed it all, and they support them being changed to a major collector. When we did it, we had an error on a resolution, just the header of it. So this is correcting those resolutions to state major collector. And yes, we are very happy that they have picked major collector because it opens up the door for more funding than if it was a minor collector. So more grant opportunities.
Okay, be looking for a motion to forward to the full board. Moved by
Support.
Bear,
Support.
supported by Walls. Any discussion? Seeing none, if you could please post the vote.
Motion passes unanimously.
Thank you. Takes us to item K, tree canopy trimming, Hanover Township.
So this is a new bid that we put together to get out there to help us with our tree canopy that everybody knows we have issues with. So we put it out to bid for Hanover Township. That township has the highest number of complaints over the past couple of years for canopy from mostly the farmers there trying to drive down our roads. We put it out to bid. It's basically to trim all of the roads in that township except for subdivision roads, and they're spec to clear the canopy for us. It does call out the ANSI A300 tree care operations that is in our current county policy as far as for tree trimming. So the contractor's aware they have to do all of those specs that are in there. And we gave them from August 1st of 2026 to April 14th of 2027 to get this complete. So the cost came back at the $239,000. We're asking the board to approve that, and we do have that tree work in our operating budget.
Committee members, any questions? My only question is, at that kind of a cost, how good, or not good, how long is the trimming effective until it becomes a problem again generally? Rough estimate.
I'd say 7 to 10 years, hopefully.
Okay. All right.
And then hopefully we will be able to keep up on it ourselves with the increase in funding for our agency.
Okay. Any other questions, committee members? If not, be looking for a motion to forward to the full board. Moved by Bear, supported by Williams. Any discussion? Seeing none, if you could please post the vote.
Motion passes unanimously.
Thank you. And that will take us down to the monthly update.
All right, so when you go through this, our grant projects that are ongoing still, our South Jackson Safety Improvement Project, the stumps are all removed on, or ground on South Jackson Road. For the Ackerson Lake Road project, the contractor had been working on embankment for the guardrail, and I think that's complete now. We moved to the curve sign project. That's about 2/3 of the way done for that project. Then we go to the Spring Arbor Road Signal Upgrade Project. That just has the pavement markings and signs to be installed yet this spring. We get to our maintenance slides, and we get to the Q alert summary. I left last month's in there for you to see how much they went up this month. It was shocking when I pulled that. So last month in the monthly, we had the 240 open, 612 closed with a total of 852. We're now at almost 2,000 for the year so far. So they more than doubled in this past month. But we also closed out quite a bit. We're still around the 200, we have 295 open. So that's kudos to my crews. I think they're working hard to try to stay up on top of the complaints we're getting.
Yeah, if I may, when I was looking at your most recent information there, I was a little shocked that we had put down almost as much asphalt, cold patch, what have you, in March as we did the last 2 or 3 years combined this year. It just seemed, it was like 900
Yeah, that's the next
versus
slide.
1,000.
It's
Is
got
it
the
next
patching,
slide?
yeah.
Okay.
If you go to that next slide, you'll see it. In March, we did 924.95 tons. I mean, that's a lot of mix. Unfortunately, a lot of it was cold patch because of the timing, but it's a lot of material getting put in holes.
But you can see if you go back those years, I mean, March was exceptional this year.
Yeah. Last year, it was a big month too, 1,425. So we get hit hard when the thaw happens, but yes, a lot of mix getting put in the holes. And April 20th, the contracted patching crews will be on board, so we'll have 4 of those going. Then we have our permit totals.
Yes.
Sorry.
Commissioner Duckham.
Thank you. Is there any way that you can, when do you switch to the hot patch? Or you already have?
When it's available and the weather's good, we'll use it. Lakeland is making it. I think we've used it, I know 2 or 3 times so far this season, but April 20th for sure is when they'll be open. That's when our contracted patches are starting because Michigan Paving will be open.
Don't we have our own hot patch mix that we can take out, even in the winter months?
No, we have the Begala that can make mix, but it can't be used in the dead of winter.
It seems like this spring, the roads have been, we're losing the battle.
They get
It
older
is
every
worse,
year.
yeah.
It's just like us.
Yes.
We get older. We fall apart. They fall apart.
So we know that. Is there a way we can catch up? I'm not blaming anybody. It's just a fact, okay?
Yeah, no, it is the fact that
I mean,
the
you
roads
need
are
a
aging.
You need a 4-wheel drive to get into Corey's area
Yeah.
off Ann Arbor Road.
Well, I don't know about that, but no.
I did. I drove it last night.
We
it's
need
bad.
Money.
we need between $350 million to $420 million to get all of our roads to good condition.
Say that again.
$350 million to $420 million for primary and locals.
Is there ever going to be a time we catch up?
No.
No. I mean, I don't know what the new funding's going to look like when they get to giving it out, but
I have those numbers in here as far as what are projected, which I can go into that, but I mean, it's still not enough to get our roads all in good condition. We'll get them passable in time. It's going to take time.
And just to give it kind of a scale, Commissioner Duckham, Mr. Overton, what's our annual general fund budget?
Oh, about 55 million. So we would have to stop doing everything for the next, say 5 years.
So that's the problem we find
year?
ourselves in.
so you're saying next year we can start?
Yeah, unfortunately, these meetings will be included in that. We wouldn't have any more meetings for the next 5 years.
Right.
Okay, I just don't know what the solution is. I know it's getting worse. I know it's not, nobody point fingers at. It's just, we're losing the battle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So we're going to have to do, I guess a good term is Band-Aid fixes, where we do the skip paving and chip seals to get our surfaces covered. Unfortunately, even with the new funding, that's what we're going to have to do to cover the bigger network of roads instead of reconstructing mile by mile, because we'll never get caught up.
I know the funding went backwards this year.
Yeah, as far as when you look at calendar year, or fiscal year to calendar year, yes, we went backwards.
So next year, how much can we anticipate to new additional funding because of the new system in place?
So I'll
idea?
run through these slides and see if it answers your question.
Okay, thank you.
So for our funding package, the estimated MTF for 2026, I have a slide in there. They, MDOT published a estimate for 26, 27, 28. Sorry. Keep going. Next one. All right, so this is the one I'm talking about. So this is just our traditional MTF monies, not the new fund. I mean, It's new as in they replaced some funding, but this comes in as the MTF and it has all the laws and regulations tied to MTF. So for 26, we're supposed to get near $24 million. 27, it's supposed to be 26 million, and then 28, it's just goes up about 500,000. You go to the next slide, and that's our new funding that I talked about, the NERF funding, that we have no clue when we're going to be getting it, but it's funding we're told we're going to get. That's almost 7 million in 2026. So that added together is a large increase to us, but we don't know when we're getting it. And I put in there that blue box because last time I talked to you guys, they said we wouldn't be getting any marijuana taxes till late this fiscal year or early 27 fiscal year. Well, they put this out after our highway conference that the state is collecting the marijuana taxes April 20th. But they don't know if they're going to distribute it. So there's hope. I guess they're giving us hope. They're collecting the tax. We might get some of that funding. But again, remember, that tax has to go through the waterfall. So, and I probably should catch up with you and show you the diagram that was in the monthly last month. But there's 3 pots this has to fill before it goes into roads. And they don't know how long it will take to fill that. It could take 3 months. It could take 6 months. But they have to fill those. They're obligated to fill those before it goes into the roads and can be distributed for this pot of money. So there's so many unknowns.
This is
There
a
will
new
not be
system.
any added construction this year, I don't think.
The new funding system, it's part of the new funding system is the marijuana tax money going to the roads.
Yep, that's this NERF, part of the NERF.
Okay,
There's a
thank you.
lawsuit on that, right?
Yeah, so that one is Supreme Court, and they actually filed a new one, but it hasn't been placed in court yet.
So they're talking a good game, but there's still no guarantees at this point.
No.
Okay. And just to reiterate what you just said there in regard to the waterfalls, it's the 3 buckets, as I think is you've used that analogy.
Yeah.
The first 2 buckets are not our buckets. They have
No.
to be filled and overflowing into the 3rd bucket, which is our bucket.
Yeah.
So everybody gets paid before us, is what it comes down to.
The only guaranteed funding, and I say guaranteed because again, remember MTF is based off sales at the pump. So with high gas prices and things going on, I mean, hopefully it's settling down now, but that all depends on how much is sold at the pump. But they're estimating is that first slide I talked about, the 23 million, which is an increase for us from this last year. That's about $2 million more.
Quick question, I don't remember the answer to. Is the tax at the pump based on the dollar amount or the gallons?
Gallons.
Gallons. So when prices are high, people drive
Because there's not
less.
sales tax anymore on it.
Okay, yeah. So, okay, if it's based on gallons, based on the higher the gas price, the more conservative folks will be under driving. So
Yeah,
we'll
that's what
potentially have
scares me.
less money.
That's what scares me. They're giving us all these estimates, but that's assuming that people are driving miles.
Well, the age-old saying, if we don't have it in the bank, don't spend it.
Yes, correct. So we're not proposing at a budget amendment to the 26 operating budget. If we start getting money in towards the end, then our internal plan is we will get skip paving done as much as we can, as late as we can into the season, because that's the best Band-Aid we can do on our roads to prevent us from throwing that mix in the potholes.
It's only planning to work 6 days a week.
And then my last slide is just the past 5 years of
So
MTF.
you're gonna
I
be
don't know
down
that we've
one
ever
day.
really put that out there for you guys to see
You're
the
gonna still buy
monthly
all the asphalt.
amount we get each month.
You
And
know,
then
I was gonna ask
to
you a
remind
question.
you, we have the delay. So the
North
gas you buy today,
Keep up
we're
with it,
in
turn them to
April,
I wonder how
doesn't actually, our income from your gas you buy today doesn't come until,
Two. You can't have it still being. still
because you
have a
buy it
high-
in April. May is the month of calculations. And then June is
got
the
winters.
payment comes out. So there's that 3-month lag. Did I say that right? Or is it July? Yeah, sorry. Once I said 3-month lag. So spend it, calculations sent to state, then state sends to us. That's the step I forgot to say. Yes. So that's why when you look at like your, I put the percentages. So December is one of our higher monthly incomes, but that's because it's 3 months, which is tourist season.
Okay, Chairman Shotwell.
Back to the asphalt question. We have in Michigan only so much capacity of asphalt. If we were to run all of our asphalt plants at maximum capacity, which we did for pretty much the last 2 years, there's not additional asphalt to buy to put down. So even if we could put together a pot of money, we would then be paying a premium on the price of that asphalt because the spot price would go up because we'd be coming in after the full capacity of the plants, correct? You follow me?
I mean, I understand what you're saying, but I have not been told that the plants have been at full capacity. Have you guys?
Well, I read it I get a daily email from
94?
Cram.
Oh, just when the 94 work was going on.
Yeah, I get a daily from Cram telling me, they go through, they write these essays and everything like that on what would fix the roads of Michigan, and the number one
Yeah, you're
problem
talking
is
statewide.
the lack of capacity of actual material to put down first. Second is trained people to lay asphalt, to actually understand how to run the machines today versus how we ran the machines even 10 years ago. So many of them, you've got to have a certificate of some type of computer knowledge to make the machines run correctly and everything like that. If not, you still have to have that mechanical training to be able to drive, if lack of a term, drive a bulldozer. Most people don't realize that it takes a little bit to be able to do that.
Yeah.
And if everyone would remember, we worked through our last contract with the road department to clean up some of those different certificates and that type of stuff. So that way we could have more employees to operate our equipment. So the real question, it's not so much having the dollars. It's having the asphalt and the trained people to put it down.
Yes, I would just say that locally, our plants have not been ran at max capacity year after year after year. So our prices, we haven't seen them. We saw them skyrocket, well, not skyrocket, but they went up when 94's project was going on, but they've dropped back down. Not to say they're going to stay down because they know we all got funding. And it seems like when they know there's an increase in funding, their prices go up so they can make more money. But yes. And you are correct. We have seen a downfall in ability from the contractors even to pave. Their crews lack the experience they used to.
All right, let's keep on rolling. Just not very good
think I'm-
news.
Yep, the only thing I would add is, hopefully you heard on the radio, the airport road starts today.
Sure, with O'Neill Drive all closed up, that'll be fun.
And O'Neill is ongoing, but
How much for long for O'Neill?
October.
yeah, it's not a short project.
I know.
When's it?
The disruption won't be as significant as us cutting the curb openings right now.
Right,
Once those, one side of Sam's Club.
you might want to come up to the microphone.
Yeah, inquiring minds want to know.
So we poured one section of Sam's Clubs on Friday. We're doing a break this morning to see if we can open that section up, and then we got the other side to do. The concrete work should probably be done by the beginning of next week. Once that's done, then we just wait for the paving sections to happen. That'll go a lot quicker, and I think we're gonna try to do that at nighttime. So once we get done with the concrete, most of that congestion, especially around Sam's Clubs, will be done.
Yeah, because when you do the concrete work, you can't open the lane up. When we mill and pave, once we're done, we can open the road up for traffic, but concrete, you can't until it's cured. So that is why everyone loves us right now when they go to Sam's Club.
Well, in 2006, we were gonna put a road around the west side of the airport, but we decided not to.
Yeah.
Should.
And then, I don't know, Charlie, do you want to give what's going to happen with airport starting today?
I mean, they're mobilizing this week. They're gonna might do a little bit of curb removal on the north side of 94. They're gonna widen that from 4 lanes to 5 lanes between Myers and TSC. So they're gonna be working on that, getting that widened out to do the mill and fill. Once they get that completed, then they'll jump back to the south side of I-94, and they'll do that stretch between Argyle and Boardman, and then redo that intersection to tie it into O'Neill.
And hopefully do O'Neill for us, right?
Yes, yep. So we're coordinating with them on that as well.
Thank you. Any other questions? If not, be looking for a motion to receive the report.
So moved.
Moved by Williams, supported by Walls. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, passed unanimously. Thank you, Angela, for fielding all these wonderful questions today.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Takes us to item 5A, be looking for a motion to pay the claims. Moved by Bear. Supported by Williams. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, say aye. All opposed, passes unanimously. This month, we do have some other minutes that popped up. We have the advisory council minutes. So I'd be looking for a motion to approve those minutes. Moved by Duckham. Supported by Bear. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye. The next is the CCAB meeting minutes. Be looking for a motion on that. Thanks. I'm being told that I don't need motions on that? Okay. All right. I do have a question on this, and I see Mrs. Kibitsky's on that. Is there a quorum requirement for that meeting? And are we meeting it? Because it looks like that would have been,
One of the recent ones, they do not have a quorum, and they, obviously you can't vote on things, and, you know, that's a, you can't pass anything. I think that's 2 weeks. No. Yes, one of the recent ones they did. And they
it's
did-
January 29th, so is this like, it's not a monthly meeting?
No, they have about 4 to 5 meetings a year.
Gotcha.
More quarterly than some.
Okay.
But they rescheduled that one for like a week later, 2 weeks later, so they could have a quorum.
And it just wasn't included here? I've never seen any of these ever show up until this new system. That's why I'm asking, so.
Mr. Chair, if I may?
Yes.
With the addition of staff in the Administrator Controller's office and a conversation between myself and her, I've made sure that she was putting organizations that report to the different standing committees, that their minutes then get attached to this. It's more as an FYI
Okay,
and a receivership. So yes, sir.
gotcha.
Yep, I'm just trying to do that little bit that I can.
All right. It's just something new to me, that's all. Commissioner Bear.
Thank you. Looking at the CCAB minutes for January 29, 2026, we've got 20 people on that committee and only 3 showed up to attend the meeting. That's
That's what she just talked about. And they had to, it looks like they called the meeting to lack a quorum and then they rescheduled it and took care of business a week later, so.
anytime I see minutes or list of people and on committees and they just don't show up, the committee can't do their work expeditiously. I'd look at replacing some of these people if we can. Get people on that committee that'll actually show up. That'd be my suggestion. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Bear. So we have a motion on the floor, am I correct? No, okay, be looking for a motion to receive this. Moved by Duckham, supported by Williams. We've had enough discussion anymore? No? All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed, that passes unanimously. Takes us to item 6, public comment. Second opportunity. I do not see any members of the public. Somebody's hiding. Seeing none, there's public comments closed. Takes us to item 7A, committee member comments. Are there any committee member comments?
Good to have Commissioner Duckham with us today. Good to have you back, buddy.
Yes. Welcome back, Commissioner Duckham.
It's great to be here and finally
right.
be able to feel good.
Yeah, It's good to have you. All right, that takes us